A group of Phantoms youth coaches suited up as they would for a typical weeknight session on the ice, only this time as students of the game, starting in the film room at the PPL Center.
We all know the objective of the hockey game is to outscore your opponent, but how do you get that done? What are the steps? What's the process?
Phantoms assistant coach Riley Cote kicked off the coaches clinic with a quick film briefing before taking the 11 in attendance out onto the ice.
I understand you guys got about, what, 16 kids to work with? You have to work your body around the puck. Around. I would stop this way, just keep it on my forehand.
Riley went through a series of drills that could be implemented at the youth level, focusing on skating, managing and advancing the puck, plus passing and shooting.
Pivot, back, and then out. You can do that a couple of different times there.
It was very interesting just to kind of see these little details of, you know, I'm on the ice twice a week with my kids, and it's neat to see these little details that I can actually use in my practice. I mean, he's a pro coach, and he's, you know, he played pro and he knows all this stuff, but there's these little details that definitely translate to everybody, whether you're a pro or whether you're just a kid who's 13 or 14 and wanting to get better.
I think it's just a little bit talking about fundamentals and how fundamentals, no matter which level you coach, land up being a big part of the overall process. So, you know, starting from breakouts, advancing the puck, passing, shooting, playing without the puck, it's all stuff we talk about, and it's all stuff, you know, youth hockey and any level talks about. So it's just putting it in perspective.
We got a couple new drills and a couple skill drills, and how to learn how to change direction on shot and angle and play away from the puck a little bit. And it's really helpful to bring it back to the kids and teach them these important things as well.
He's trying to get it, I'm just working my body around it. So which way he goes, you get your body in front of it.
From playing with or without the puck, tips on strategy or fundamentals, the youth coaches look forward to using what they learned at their own practices.
The thing that I'm not doing enough, I learned, is that I need to have more. He talked about races. You can make kids like skate drills back and forth all you want and go blue line back, you know, red line back. But if they're racing against another player, now all of a sudden there's like a pride thing that's going on. Everybody's watching, I want to win the race. And so they skate harder in those kind of drills than they would if it's just like a regular skating drill.
I really liked a couple of drills on the shooting. You know, it's a little bit of a difficulty that I have to teach. So it's helpful for me to get new drills and learn a couple new things to teach the kids and help them score goals.
If there's a guy right on you, kind of escaping out of it and catching it, almost in the same spot, but at just different angles. I think it's something that these coaches look forward to. I think it's always good when you can get an idea from somebody else and to implement stuff that you've learned from the pro ranks. And a lot of it lands up being the same type of stuff, but it's always interesting to find different perspective from different coaches and picking their brains and asking them questions. So I think it's great for everybody.
Now, the on-ice portion with Riley was the first of 2 sessions for the youth coaches, who returned the following night for a lesson in the video room, this time with Phantoms head coach Scott Gordon.
You know, the first thing that's the most important thing is skating in hockey. You know, part of it is ability, and part of it's just effort. And I'm going to show you some clips of some effort. I'm going to show you some of the things that I believe in that allows players to give effort.
After distributing handouts to each of the attendees, Gordon, a former youth hockey coach himself, got down to business.
Well, I think the biggest thing is just to be able to relate to what they go through coaching kids, and you know what you can and can't do, and what they understand, and how to get your message across. And you know, my last few years of pro hockey, I've had some time off, whether it was a lockout or not coaching last year, and being heavily involved with my kids' youth hockey. I was able to get some great experiences, and I've been able to share that with other youth hockey coaches.
And the reason why I don't like this is because you lose your net front presence.
To hear the messages that Scott had to deliver to us from both a technical standpoint, but also from an effort standpoint, and how to motivate players, really is a challenge for us at the youth level. And it's something that we try to be creative with. And Scott shared a lot of his methodology with us, which was great.
We probably work more on this than anything else is our offensive zone forecheck and getting above the puck. Does everybody understand what getting above the puck is?
You know, it's great to see Coach Gordon kind of go through, take real life situations that we see watching the pros and be able to talk it through so that we could try to find a way to incorporate that at the youth level.
As much as you can, you've got to get your message across as quick as you can, because there are a lot of kids that just don't have, even professional players, the last thing they want to do is sit at the board and see a drill drawn up.
The session covered all parts of the game, including forecheck entries and positional strategies, plus back checking and D-zone coverage.
If our defender, whether it be a forward or a D, comes up and he gets beat, he's going to crash down on this guy and make sure that he can't take it to the net.
More so for me personally as a coach, and I think from a youth side we struggle with the defensive zone coverage. Players are definitely offensive minded and they like to score goals, but taking care of the D zone is very, very important, because you can't win hockey games if you have more goals against you. But what he showed us showed the responsibility of the players on the ice, where they're supposed to be, and those are things that we'll carry back with us and share with our team.
1-for-1, not getting beat back to the net, he goes in for the loose puck. So that's a pretty good job of defensive zone coverage there.
But more than strategy or systems play, Coach Gordon emphasized the importance of extra effort.
The +2 mentality is something that is a very easy thing to identify as a hockey player. And it usually has the mindset of being relentless.
+2 really resonated with me, and that's something that I kind of focus on with our team. That's kind of my role with our coaching structure. Make sure that the guys are putting in the effort, because that's something that anytime you step on the ice, you could control that. There's a lot of things you can't control, but you can always control how much effort you put into it.
I always talk to the players about getting out of your comfort level, and I think that it's human nature to want to find the path of least resistance. And if you can have that mindset that if the coach tells you to skate hard through the red line, if you can go beyond the red line, take 2 extra steps, more times than not, you're going to have that mentality ingrained in you. And that's something that I think all athletes should strive for, so that they're always pushing themselves beyond the comfort level.